I have a full-time job, a YouTube channel, a daughter, and a household. And sometimes it's just too much. I'm not complaining. I have a good life. My job works well with my responsibilities as a mom, and we get to spend time together. I enjoy creating content for my YouTube channel, and many kind people watch or leave thoughtful comments. But sometimes I put so much pressure on myself. Pressure to create more videos, pressure to stay on top of housework, pressure to start new projects. And then there's something else I've been struggling with. But before I tell you the full story and why I desperately need a reset, let's first look at what this channel is usually about. I became a minimalist to spend less time cleaning and more time saving money, and that worked out really well. I'm honestly surprised how tidy my home stays even though I don't spend much time on chores. Sometimes I wonder how that's even possible. Financially, I'm also in much a better place than 5 years ago. And yet, there's one thing minimalism hasn't really helped me with: high expectations. I tend to put myself under a lot of pressure. Okay, I've already let go of some of that. For example, my perfectionism. I've almost beaten that. But I still struggle with other things. I worry too much about the future, but tomorrow or next year. These thoughts make me feel like I have to do even more. Like I need to reach my goals faster. Otherwise, well, everything might fall apart. At least that's the feeling. And in those moments I forget something essential. What that is, I'll tell you later. Minimalism has helped me tremendously. But when it comes to those anxious thoughts, sometimes it feels like it's not enough. Like I need something more to handle them. Why hard work doesn't always solve everything. I believe in hard work, in fighting for your goals, in discipline, and yes, in doing more than others if that's what it takes. But sometimes that mindset reaches its limit. A while ago I haven't been fully happy with my YouTube videos. I felt like I was going through the motions. My creativity suffered. The thing with creativity is, working harder doesn't necessarily bring it back. I've heard other creators talk about this too. About the risk of burnout and losing yourself in the process. The temptation to do more is always there. More videos, longer videos. But that's not always good for quality or for your well-being. The time my minimalist lifestyle gives me is what makes the channel possible. But to actually feel good in the long run, I need something more. Reset. Sometimes I just want to leave everything behind and go for a long walk, or take nature photos, or sit at the piano and play a little. But most of the time, life won't let go of me. Maybe you know that feeling. For a very long time, even years, I didn't allow myself these little joys, because there was always something to do. Yes, minimalism has really helped me simplify my household and waste less time on cleaning. But is that enough? In this case, probably not. Because as wonderful as minimalism is, the root of the problem goes deeper. It's about allowing yourself something, about giving yourself permission, about putting your own needs first, for once. So it's time for something big in my life, a true reset. And I'll tell you exactly what that means for me in a moment, and also what essential thing I had forgotten all this time. But first, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything in the future, and together we'll simplify your life. Slow living. Slow living is a way of life I've been drawn to for a while. I love the atmosphere that comes with it. Stepping back and making time for simple things, it just feels right. And I think I really need it now. For a long time I put others' needs before my own. That made everyday life feel anything but free or self-directed. That phase is over now. Something new is beginning and I'm looking forward to it. Slow living will become a core part of my life. I won't let anyone push me into anything anymore. I won't follow a stressful schedule. I'll simply be and spend time with people who are good for me, the way it should be. And I'm excited about what's ahead. Walks in the forest, an afternoon with a good book, and time for all the lovely traditions I used to enjoy but lost touch with, like baking cookies. Maybe you've neglected your own boundaries too often, put yourself lost too many times, and maybe you're thinking, hey, that actually sounds pretty nice. I'd like to try that too. So here's my plan for the future, and maybe you want to join in. A slower everyday life. I want to make slow living a permanent part of my daily routine, so I've made a few decisions. I've already talked about this before, but I avoid the news because it mostly just stresses me out, and I don't want that. I'm also strict about social media. Apart from YouTube, I've uninstalled all apps. I don't even log into Facebook anymore. That time sink is no longer welcome. It never made me feel particularly good anyway. Overall, I'm allowing myself more breaks in everyday life, and I've discovered something amazing. What that is, I'll tell you in a second. I also make smaller weekend plans now, like cuddling with my daughter and spending time in nature, because no matter how stressful the day has been, there is hardly anything a walk in the woods can make better. So what did I discover, you ask? Well, I often suffer from back pain. It comes from sitting at the computer so much. Sometimes my whole back feels stiff and tight, but when I take more breaks and stop pressuring myself with endless to-dos, the pain goes away. So yes, more breaks. I think it's so important to understand that you can't keep ignoring your own needs for the sake of someone else. Because in doing that, I had forgotten, or maybe even lost something, myself.